Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to the physioBRAIN channel. This is Professor Adriano, and today we're going to be talking about bronchitis, right? So stay with us because we'll be explaining a bit more about this topic. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video and share it with anyone you think needs to know this information. After all, what's the difference? Bronchitis, bronchiolitis, asthma. We already have a video talking about acute viral bronchiolitis, so check out our previous videos, and today we're going to talk a bit more specifically about bronchitis. What is its main characteristic, right? Bronchitis, as we know, is caused by something very common. It's seen in many people, and it doesn't occur exclusively in children, right? Elderly people, adults and young individuals can develop bronchitis throughout their lives, which can be either chronic or acute. Usually there is an infectious process in the mucosa, right? In this long region, in the bronchi, right? The bronchus is a structure found in our lungs. It has a certain diameter, it has a right, it has a space. Let's say that's a bit larger than in bronchiolitis, where we saw that the bronchioles are a little smaller. So this slightly thicker airway can, undergo some infectious process and it will become narrower. So that's why there's difficulty for air to get in and out, especially for air to get in there. So the breathing difficulty can come from that, right? We've already talked in another video about the changes, right? The signs that can indicate pneumonia. Right? So we talked there about fever, cough, right? We talked about respiratory discomfort, and we talked about general malaise. So if we can identify an infectious process in the bronchi, right? It's very likely that the person may have a fever as a natural response of the body. They may experience respiratory discomfort because their bronchi are more obstructed, more closed off there, okay? So let's pay attention to these signs, especially respiratory discomfort, fever, and cough. Yeah, normally the infectious process is a more acute condition, right? Recurrent infections can happen due to more chronic processes, right? So for example, smokers may have recurrent infections because of constant injuries to the mucosa of the bronchi, right? So the tissue becomes constantly damaged, which increases the likelihood of infections of an agent getting in, especially a bacterium that can cause a more acute infection, but one that may result from a chronic process, okay? So let's pay attention to these respiratory signs, right? Remember that bronchitis occurs in the bronchi, in this slightly thicker region, where we can observe these symptoms, especially a productive cough with phlegm, difficulty breathing, fever, among other symptoms, okay? So let's stay alert to these signs, right? So that we can identify as early as possible any condition, especially an infection, an infectious case, so that we can refer the person to a healthcare service as quickly as possible, okay? So in general, that's what bronchitis is. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. Yeah, let's spread this information, share it with anyone you think needs to know, and I'll see you in the next videos.